Hi guys, my name's Sophie and welcome to my channel. So basically I've been wanting to make a video on YouTube for a really long time now. And I've just been way too baby, but I'm officially doing it. So as you guys can probably see from the title, yes, I am 16 and yes, I am pregnant with twins. And I really wanted to share my story, honestly, just because when I first found out I was pregnant, I went right to YouTube and was searching up teen moms and listening to their stories, and honestly their videos helped me more than I could probably ever say to just get out of my head and calm down and see that, I don't know, when I found this out I really just thought that there could have been nothing worse that could have happened, but seeing all of these young moms do so well, being such good parents and being happy, and I don't know, it was just really inspirational to see, like it really was. And now I really just wanted to make my own channel and share my life, just because there's a lot going on right now and there's a lot of things that I want to record and remember, and I think YouTube is a really good way to do that. So basically this first video on my channel is just going to be me sharing how I found out that I was pregnant at 16, and how I found out it was twins, and basically just my boyfriend's reaction, my parents' reaction, and where I am now. So starting in the very beginning, also sorry about this lighting, I can tell that it's just not that great right now, but it's kind of an impromptu video, but I just really wanted to get it out there. So I'm sitting in the baby's nursery also. That's why there's all the baby stuff behind me. But I just wanted to start with summer. So basically I found out that I was pregnant at the end of August. And so at the time, me and my boyfriend had been together for about 7 or 8 months, and before that we'd been best friends. We've known each other at that point for almost 2 years. Now it's going on 3, and we were really close. Like, we were together almost every single day. We did everything together, and at the time, this was the summer before he was going to college for his first year, and I was going into my junior year, which I'm in right now. So I was going into junior year, he was going into college. We were both obviously already stressed a little bit about that, just because we were not looking forward to being away from each other. He decided to go to a college that was only about an hour away from where I lived, so it really wasn't that bad, and we thought that we could definitely commute to each other and figure it out as we went. So we were gonna stay together and try our very best, but it wasn't something that we were obviously thrilled about at all. So we just wanted to enjoy the summer. We ended up going on like 2 vacations with each other. We were with each other all the time, and basically, to keep it kind of short, towards the end of August I was transitioning to a different type of birth control, just because the one I was on was making me really nauseous and sick. Like, before school I would be throwing up, and so at the beginning of the summer I'm like, I really want to transition and get onto something new, like talk to my doctor. And so I kind of slowly just like stopped taking it, and I had told my boyfriend that it's making me really sick and I'm not taking it right now, and I'm going to be going to the doctor to get like a new version. We were still like together a lot and doing things, and we weren't being probably as safe as we should have been, and that's why through this entire thing we both realized that this is nobody else's fault, and that we just weren't thinking and not being smart whatsoever. And obviously, I don't want to say we learned a lesson, but we definitely realized where we went wrong and why everything happened. And like, it's not like this whole like, how did I get pregnant? I have no idea. Like, we know. And so yeah. So after missing my period, I didn't really think it was a big deal, just because I was transitioning to a new type of birth control. So I just didn't think that that was a big deal at all. And basically about like a month went by, and I should have been about getting it for the second time, and I hadn't been. And so I just started getting a little stressed. And I remember like just thinking about it more and more and more, and just like also just feeling a little off. But this one night I was thinking about it, and I'm just like, I don't know, like it's just getting closer and closer, and every day that goes by I'm thinking about it more and more. So I would just want to like get the test, and so I have it so that I don't have to be thinking about it constantly. So we went to the store, we got a test that night, and then we brought it back. I was super anxious to just see what it was gonna say. I really don't even remember thinking very much. I just wanted to see what it was gonna say. So I took it, and I knew that I had to wait a few minutes to get a response from the test, to get a clear plus sign or negative sign. But I remember within like 15 seconds I was already seeing a pretty bold positive sign. But that's when I really started just all of the doubt and thinking like, there's no way, like I'm just gonna give it 5 more minutes. And even after that 5 minutes was over and I walked into my bedroom to show my boyfriend, I was thinking like, it's just one test, like we don't know if this is even like a positive sign. Like we were just doubting everything. I'm trying to fix this lighting as best as I can, but it's really bad. But we were just doubting everything, and we're like, you know what, let's just relax. I was a mess. I was crying. I just felt really scared, embarrassed, almost kind of guilty. He was really comforting that night. But then the next day I decided to take a second test that came in the box, and this one was actually like electric, like it had a screen, and it actually said pregnant or not pregnant on the screen instead of a plus sign. So I took that, and I was home alone. He was at work, and I called him, and I'm like, I just took the second test, and it came out saying pregnant, like on the screen it said pregnant. I was not really expecting his response to be so negative, but it was really negative. I think he just had enough time at that point to realize that this was actually kind of happening. There was a really good chance that I could be pregnant, and I'm only 16 and he's 18, and that's just obviously a really scary position to be in. And having to think about like telling his parents, telling my parents, telling any of our friends, just what it would be like with school. Like there was so many things just like speeding through both of our minds. But it really was clear to me at that point that he didn't see any other option except for abortion. And from the very beginning, that just didn't really sit right with me. But I was almost scared to tell him that didn't really seem like what was right. That second day I called my mom over the phone while she was at work, because I was not handling things very well. I was really just getting anxious, like my heart was beating really fast. I just like really couldn't relax. And so I called her at work, basically just spilled everything out really as fast as I could over the phone. And she was basically like silent, and she was like, all right, I'm gonna come home and we're gonna talk. And so she did that. And honestly, my mom has just been the most supportive person through everything, but through this experience I owe her so much, because she has just been my #1 go-to support through all of this. And the very first thing that she basically told me was, whatever you decide to do, I'm gonna be here for it. And that just like meant the world to me, just because I felt like that was everyone else at the, well, there wasn't really anyone else other than my boyfriend and her, but hearing at least one person tell me that was really just like, okay, I can breathe a little bit better now. It was just really important to me what my boyfriend thought at the time, and because I didn't want to lose him, and that's really what was going through my head, is that I didn't want to lose him, but I needed to stick with my gut, because I did not want to look back at a decision like this with regret. So I took a lot of time. I watched a lot of YouTube. I seriously did. In those first few weeks, I watched hours and hours and hours of teen mom channels, and I don't know, as weird as that may sound, it honestly helped so much seeing other people go through like very, very, very similar situations and hearing how they just are so happy that they decided to do what they did. So basically, fast forward a few weeks, I had to do a bunch of things. I had to go to Planned Parenthood. There was arguments with my boyfriend. There was a lot of conversations going on, just talking, but obviously it all kind of came back to how I was feeling. But moving on a little bit, so I went in for my first ultrasound about a month or two later after I found out, and I was actually very excited for that. I've never obviously been to an ultrasound, and I was really curious at what everything was going to be looking like, and if it was actually going to look like a baby or a ball, because I really thought it was going to just look like a little ball. But it was amazing, like, seeing for the first time that you could see a head and legs and arms, and it looked like a baby, and it was just, like, mind-blowing. I was really sitting there. I had my mom with me. She was excited, too. She was really excited to see. And then, the doctor doing the ultrasound was like, so she's like, as I'm looking around, there's actually 2 babies. And we were just not expecting that. It was actually really funny the way she told me. Like, she said at first that there was only 1, and so we're like, okay, that's what we were expecting. But then she was like, oh my gosh, like, this has never happened, but there's actually 2. And me and my mom literally looked at each other and we're just like, Josh, which is my boyfriend's name, by the way. I keep saying my boyfriend, but it'll just probably be easier. His name is Josh, and we're like, Josh is not gonna be thrilled right now, because at that point in time, we were still together, but very much arguing almost every night and crying every night and just not having a good time, especially while he was at college. Like, we were just getting used to him being away at college, because obviously he had to leave a week after we found out. So we found out, we had like 1 week to talk in person, and then he was at college, and then I only saw him usually like once or twice a week from there on, and when we did, we were arguing and fighting, and it was just not a good time. So finding out that it was twins, it was very different for him and me, because that day was the day that I decided that I was going to be keeping them and becoming a parent. I just could not imagine giving up something like that, because I really feel that twins are such a little miracle. Like, it's crazy to me how it even happens, and honestly, it's been a whole science lesson. I've learned so much from all my doctors and just, like, research, and it's such a little miracle, and I could not imagine, like, giving them up. And at that point, like, seeing the ultrasound, they really felt like they were my babies, and I just, like, couldn't imagine anyone else being their parent. And that day, I told Josh that this is what I'm gonna do. And that was really the start of all of it. I told my mom. She was actually really, really happy that that's what I decided, because with her, I remember she came to me one night and she was like, I had a dream about, like, all of this, and I see it, and you're so strong, and I'm proud of you, of how you've been handling it. And we basically just kept it very close to us. Like, we didn't tell anyone at that point. And when I solidified my answer of, like, what I was going to be doing with her and Josh, I finally started telling a few friends, and they were, like, incredibly supportive. They were obviously questioning me a little bit, but I knew it was just because, obviously, they don't want me rushing into a decision. But what they didn't know is that I had, like, 2 to 3 months at this point to be thinking every single day, every single night, thinking about it, and like, my decision was my decision, and I was going to be sticking with it. But obviously, after some more time went by, everyone kind of realized that this is like 100% what was going on, and Josh realized that too. And it took a lot of time. The first 5 months were definitely, like, very, very rough. I really can't say that enough. Like, I'm trying not to go into too much detail about it, because I don't want to offend him and just get into all of the bad stuff, but, like, in a really, like, simple way. Like, I was crying almost every single night, and really, I skipped school because of it, and I didn't want to be talking to anyone. I didn't want to see anyone. I had to, like, go into my mom's room a lot of nights and sleep in her bed and talk to her. the first 5 months I would say were probably the worst. But I was going to more and more ultrasounds. I am considered a high-risk pregnancy just because I'm 16, I'm 5'1", and I'm carrying two babies. Right now I am 30 weeks along, and it has just been insanely crazy, the entire journey. But I am so happy right now to say that Josh and me have just been able to work things out. It really has just been the communication part of it, like being able to talk openly with each other. I had to tell all of my family members, which was honestly really embarrassing, telling all of them. And yeah, those were some awkward conversations. And Josh told his parents. I had a really amazing supportive family. I still do. Everyone has been so supportive. Like, this nursery is because of all of the supportive family members that I have, and especially my mom, always my mom, all the way through it. And she's like just as excited as I am to have them here. Like, I am so excited. Basically, I have 6 to 7 more weeks left because they're not letting me go any further than 37 weeks. But I'm telling you, my body, emotionally, physically, my brain, I'm so just, like, I'm ready for these babies to be here. And we are like all set and ready. But I really just wanted to make the first video for this channel because there is so much that I want to record and I want to share, and I think that maybe it'll be helpful to other people just because this was like so insanely helpful to me when I first found out about everything. I hope you guys subscribe and come back just because we are planning on doing a birth vlog, and I have to tell you guys the gender at some point, and doing a bunch of things just for like the 3rd trimester and my experience with twins, how school is, just because I am still in high school full-time every single day with a big ass tummy. Like a big ass tummy. I'll show you guys if I can get up. My foot's asleep, so. This is my biggest sweatshirt that I own, and it barely fits me, but so, and I'm wearing guys boxers, so do not judge me. Literally nothing fits me, but it's a big tummy right now, you guys. It is a big tummy. I'm lugging that around school every single day. So that is also another story, just because I feel like the school side of things in high school, walking around high school, especially where I go, it's very, very stuck up, and there are a lot of judgmental people there. So I just feel like that's a whole nother story that I actually really want to talk about. I'm definitely leaving a lot of things out, not on purpose, but kind of on purpose, just because I don't want this one to be so long. But in 8 months, there's been a lot of things that have happened, especially just the whole twin part of it and being 16. So it's really crazy, but I'm honestly just freaking beyond excited for them to be here, and I just really wanted to start this channel and start sharing everything. So yeah, I really hope you guys come back for the next video. Subscribe, please subscribe, and we will be posting another video actually very, very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.